Welcome in, everyone. Today we're going to be looking at the Packers offense against the Minnesota Vikings. They had a pretty solid day, right? They could have probably dropped 50 points on the Minnesota Vikings, but I want to take you through looking at the film, kind of the parts that you don't see on the broadcast that can really highlight how well the Packers are playing on offense lately. And I'll particularly look at Jordan Love. Obviously had a huge game. Bo Melton, first 100-yard receiver for the Packers this season. And of course, Jaden Reed had another huge game as well, and he is kind of flourishing in this offense. And having Aaron Jones back is also very, very good for the Green Bay offense. And then I just want to kind of look at some of the missed opportunities that happened in this game. I said already that the Packers probably could have scored 50, and there were a few plays that obviously were missed opportunities, but we can kind of break that down in the film. And then the last thing that I want to highlight is looking at the center. So Josh Myers, not the greatest game out of him. I don't know if he's suffering from any sort of injury in his lower body, but it just kind of looks like he's lost his play strength and his base. And I just want to highlight some of the plays that he had. There were several plays that, he was graded negatively in terms of, not being successful. I think PFF was a little bit brutal with his rating. I think he was rated as a 37 out of 100 by PFF. I don't think he was necessarily that low, but he didn't have a great game. He had a pretty solid, middle part of the year, but he's been declining the last couple games. So I'll show you kind of what I'm seeing on tape, and that's going to pop up again in some of the missed opportunities. So let's go ahead, let's dive into the film and see what we're going to be looking at. All right, so this first play here is going to be a check down from Love, and it's just kind of showing you that he's really feeling the flow of the offense right now. So he's reading out the defense. He sees there's nothing down the field, and he escapes, and he's going to take the positive yardage. So he was doing this consistently throughout the game, and it was, pretty evident. You constantly saw Kraft getting out into the flat here. He's first blocking, then he releases, and he's able to get a quick 5-yard gain. So Love was doing a very good job of that throughout the game, and he's been feeling very, very confident as well. All right, so coming up after this play, we've got him forcing a throw. So you know that Jordan Love is feeling it. He's in rhythm. So this play, you're going to see getting lined up, Vikings coming out of the huddle, and there's 2, maybe 3 guys around Melton here, and you're going to see it from the other angle that it's a very tight throw, and you can tell that Love is confident in his arm. He's confident in what he's seeing. He had 2 guys basically in the same spot, and he hits Melton there for a nice play. And the next play is going to be that Jaden Reed touchdown as well. So we saw it from that side angle. That was obviously a very nice pass, and we're going to see that more here as well from this angle. So this is against a Tampa 2, so you essentially have 2 deep safeties. Let me draw this out. So Tampa 2, you're going to have 2 deep safeties, and then you're also going to have someone that's kind of floating underneath. And in order to kind of beat this Tampa 2, you have to get in between those 2 high safeties and then also beat that kind of middle defender as well. So we're going to see that from this angle. Jordan Love taking the snap here. You can see 58 is that Tampa 2 defender. So Jordan Love's got to read him, essentially read the 2 safeties. Something you don't see on here is Jaden Reed waving, putting his hand up. And this is just an incredible throw, fading away, perfectly splitting the 2 safeties. So Jordan Love was feeling it. Jaden Reed, good job running that route. Nice touchdown by them. And again, Jordan Love is just knowing what to do versus the pressure, right? So this is something that has been really great from Love throughout the season, is essentially knowing what to do with the football as soon as he snaps it, right? He gets through his reads very, very quick. He sees that there's pressure coming. He knows he's going to have to go to a hot route. So he just takes that flat, gets a first down just by checking it down, which is exactly what you want your quarterback to do. Then we've got a read option here. So this is something that the entire team loves to see. So you've got that fake, and Love takes it himself, puts a shoulder down, gets over the goal line, and of course we know that this was ruled short initially, but does end up being corrected into a touchdown. Got a little bit of a Superman here from Jordan Love. Over the top, stretching out, getting the ball across. And that's something that, the team just loves to see and the team will rally around. So if the quarterback is willing to compete, and there's a few other plays in this game that Jordan Love is actually, blocking for his teammates. The thing that is really amazing with this team is just the flourishing together, of growing together and being able to kind of support each other. So there's no animosity towards anyone, and they're all just so happy for each other, and it's great to see. So again, this is going to be another play where Jordan Love is going to take the safe option, something that you might not have seen early on in the year. I think this situation is very, very different if it's early in the season or if it's playing behind, right? So you can already see that this safety is breaking up, and you're going to have a corner route kind of breaking here. I think if this was earlier on in the year, that Jordan Love is going to try to hit that corner route for a touchdown. But given the circumstances, he doesn't necessarily need to do that here. And he's going to take that safe check down, which is just going to work the ball down the field. He probably could have had Heath for a touchdown, realistically. But it's okay to kind of take that safe check down. And that's something that we didn't really see earlier in the year. It felt like he was always pressured to make a play. Probably doesn't help when you're playing from behind. But it's very good to see this kind of safe check down. Let's just get the chains moving, and that's why this offense is kind of rolling. And of course, the last one we've got here for Jordan Love is an RPO, so a run pass option. So he could either hand this off to Jones, but he's going to be confident in the matchup that he has with Dobbs, so he takes it out and hits him on a slant route for an easy first down. Sends the motion over, fake the handoff, nice slant route, easy completion for Jordan Love. All right, now we're going to highlight Jaden Reed. He was playing excellent today, so we're going to just show a couple plays. We've already seen one of the touchdowns from Reed, but here we have another great route. So Reed is coming in motion, a counter motion, pops out to the other side, and just a great setup by Reed. All right, we're going to go back a little bit on this. And one thing that I really like about this is he's attacking this corner vertical. Right, so he's pushing him up on the stem, leading him to believe that he's going to be inside, and this corner is already kind of turning his hips, right? He's turning his hips to run with him, and as soon as he sees that, that's when he hits his break, and he's able to get leverage to the outside. And Love does a very good job of completing this very, very difficult pass, that kind of deep out for a first down. See it again from this angle. Play action. In rhythm, perfect. Easy completion. And then, of course, we've got our Randall Cobb lookalike here on the next play. Catching it, carrying a couple defenders, always using him in motion. Looks like it's in man. And this isn't his first read, so he reads his first two, comes down to Jaden Reed underneath. He's able to get away from the first defender and then can run through for a touchdown. And that's an excellent play by Jaden Reed. All right, having Aaron Jones back as well was very, very good. So it's good to see that he's healthy, has a good burst. So we can see the element that he adds. Actually a very good seal. So this was one of Meyer's better plays. So he gets out and he's able to seal that defender, which gives Jones a nice seam, and he's fighting for those extra yards. So we just love to see that from Aaron Jones. Healthy late in the season, perfect timing for the playoffs. Hopefully, obviously we have to beat the Bears first, but nice seal by Myers there, and able to get downfield for a big, big gain. All right, on this play, I want to kind of focus on Melton here, who's at the top of the screen. And he's going to have a very nice rub route. He's going to basically get his teammate wide open here. So he's trying to run his route, but obviously they're kind of stacking. Number 58 is going to be taking the inside receiver, and then the corner is supposed to take the outside. But because Melton is making contact, it just makes it so much easier for Kraft to have space, right? And that's going to be creating a first down. So Melton has been having a great, past few games, and it's not just from catching the ball, but also, running his routes with precision and helping out the team. So he's not a selfish player at all. Kraft, very nice stiff arm there as well, getting some extra yardage. And we've got this nice little loft up to Melton as well. We'll see it from the other angle. And this is something that Love has done very well. Melton obviously runs a great route. A little bit of a busted coverage because they're bringing pressure. So Melton gets a little bit lost there. The DB doesn't follow him. And he's able to get a nice completion out there. So Melton's been doing a very good job with his routes, getting open. And we've got another one of those routes here on a play action where he's essentially going to get caught in traffic here, but then go out on a corner route off the play action. This is a 4th down. And Love lobs it up to him. Puts a little bit too far out to the sideline. Not enough air on it, and Melton's not going to be able to catch that. Of course, he's a little bit disappointed, but his teammates are there to lift him up. And we'll watch it from the other angle as well. Comes in, gets a little bit stuck. So not able to make that catch, but of course, good route. He's wide open. Could have been a touchdown, but we'll move on to the next one, which is a touchdown for Melton. So here he attacks the safety by running these little stick routes, which the Packers had been doing up to this point. They run this stick, they run the flat, so the defense thinks that Love is going here. All right, so you can already see you've got all these defenders that are biting on that stick route and that flat route, because that's been happening the entire game. And then you've got Melton running free behind against what looked like a cover 6 where they're supposed to have, a quarter. Someone else is supposed to be back deep, but they already took the flat. So excellent play calling, excellent game planning, because they plan that perfectly. Keep throwing these short stick routes, and then eventually that defense is going to creep up, and you're going to get easy scores. And the last play that I'll show, obviously Melton had a lot more, but we'll show Clifford with this deep pass to Melton, eventually putting him over 100 yards on the day. But I also want to point out with Clifford, the people that are asking for Clifford to be the quarterback, or the people that were asking for Clifford to be the quarterback early on this year, you're just going to see that if this was Jordan Love in there, it's probably a touchdown. But Clifford doesn't quite have the same arm strength as Jordan Love. So you got the play action. Footwork is a little bit sloppy. Throws it deep. He's got to slow down for it. If he gets hit in stride, that could be a touchdown, but obviously it wasn't necessary at this point, to be throwing the ball. All right, just a few of the missed opportunities now. So it's going to be this next play here. So this is one of the missed opportunities early on, attempting to get a first down here. Love, good timing. As soon as the break is happening, he's already releasing the ball. But the throw's a little bit off, right? If he is able to flatten this to the sideline, instead of throwing it to the back shoulder, that should be an easy completion and then a first down. But of course, Dobbs isn't able to come up with it because the ball placement wasn't ideal, right? And he corrects this later on. This is one of the first drives. I believe this is the first drive. Just throws it back shoulder, and Dobbs isn't able to make the catch. All right, and later in the game, of course, we've got another drop by Dobbs. Not really, I don't know if it's necessarily a drop, but you can see the ball is already out. Dobbs has just turned his head. He's fighting off coverage, extends out, gets all the way out, extended, but isn't able to catch the ball, and that's about it. But you couldn't ask for a better placement. Obviously, Dobbs is fighting his coverage here. Gets a little bit of an extension there, just off the fingertips, and can't quite reel it in. So we had a few of those plays that were just missed opportunities. And then we've got a missed touchdown opportunity here to kind of transition into Myers, some of the difficulties that he had in the game. So a little bit of an overthrow to Malik Heath. He had nobody on him, but focus on Myers here in the center. He's going to get kind of bull rushed here. Obviously, he's going up against Danielle Hunter, who is an elite athlete. And he just gets pushed past, and there's no way that he can keep up with him. So there are a few plays like that with Myers where he's struggling a little bit, and we'll take a look at those. Just looking at, his base and how he's losing at the point of attack. So let's take a look here. Obviously at Myers, he's going to be the guy that we're going to be focusing on for all of these. This is going to be a run play, and you're just going to see as soon as he's at the point of attack here, he just has no drive, and he's getting pushed backwards, right? And if you're going to consistently get pushed backwards, it's not really going to be very fun for your running game. So you're going to see it here at the point of attack. You would think that the center would have a little bit more drive, but I wonder if he's got an injury or something, right? He lets the guy get under his pads, drive him out. Luckily, 95 doesn't make the play and is the back-end pursuit, but still, it was kind of consistent this game with Myers having that weak base. So here, again, we've got Myers one-on-one in the center, and he's just getting driven back, letting people get under his pads. So, gets driven back here, loses that battle, and then even the next rep, he's going to get pushed back as well. And he lets his man get the tackle. So he's not really getting off the line very well at the moment. And you hope that he can improve it, going through the end of the season. But he's just getting driven back and allowing his guy to get a quick shed and making a tackle for no gain. All right, I'm going to highlight Myers again. There we go. Makes contact, but he's not able to drive his defender back. We'll see it from this next view as well. Just a little bit easier to see the trenches. So Myers is going to try to reach block out here to the left. And then Dylan's supposed to cut back, but he doesn't get enough of a push to keep his guy from making the tackle. And then the last thing is going to be a big Jones run, but it was in spite of Myers. It wasn't because of Myers, but you're going to see Myers here with his block in the middle. Completely whiffs on 97. The guy doesn't make the play, but Myers, instead of continuing upfield, turns around and looks to make sure that his guy didn't make the play. Right? Phillips, great hands on Myers in order to shed that quickly. Phillips was playing for a play action pass there, so you can already see Myers looking back, hoping that it wasn't actually a play action pass. I know he definitely didn't think it was. He was just making sure that his guy didn't blow up the play. And then instead of continuing downfield, runs into Zach Tom. So a little bit of a rough rep here. And, the ones that I picked out were obviously the negative reps for Myers. And he wasn't like this the entire game, but it's just some of these things that when you're watching through the film, they kind of stand out. And you think, I wonder what he's going through, what's happening. Obviously, we don't know everything because we're watching from the outside, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's got some sort of lingering issue that hasn't been reported, and that's why he's struggling a little bit with his play strength here. All right, but that is going to do it for today. So you kind of get to see what the Packers offense looks like in a different view from the broadcast. Honestly, just a good all-around game. Some, obviously, missed opportunities, some downsides with some of the offensive linemen. But overall, a good performance, a good team win. Anytime it's 33-10, it's a good game. So I will be reviewing the defense next and then posting that as well. So I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Thank you very much for watching this, and I hope I see you guys in the next video. Take care.